Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is doing well. And where's my note at? Here it is. Nope, that's not it. That's it. I hope everybody's had a great day this morning. Just being that it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. Still a good day. Temperature is nice outside. And it's going to be a good day. Today, my lovely wife and I are celebrating 28 years of marriage. And they've been exciting and adventuresome and scary. And sorry, I've got one of the cats locked out. So, because we adopted both our boys from Eastern Europe and did some traveling for that. And then she got sick and had to have a liver transplant and had to deal with that. And just a growing time. And then we've done some nice traveling. So happy birthday, baby cakes. Hopefully we'll have 28 more. No lag that she wasn't a mail order bride, even though she's 9 years younger than I am. Let's see who's all in here in the chat. Mr. Bumcrack, you were one. You were fine. You were the first one in. The ones that's not labeled, Beth, are the ones that are empty. And I'm trying to fill them back up. So they are numbered. They're just on the other side of the. They're just on the other side of the box. And being that I got a bunch of stuff to get listed today, I'm hopefully I can help you out by getting some numbers on them. Good morning, Lag. Good morning, Beth. How was the boss lady? Unless you've already answered that further down in the chat and I haven't looked at it. Good morning, Lag. And as I said, no, she was not a mail order bride. Good morning, Chick. Hope you're having a good morning. Good morning, Mackenzie. Junk Trader, I saw you in there. Good morning, Anissa. Carol, you're up early this morning. Good morning, Sandy. Let's see. Topics to talk about. I found the delivery dates. The last day that UPS, FedEx, and UPS is shipping to guarantee Christmas delivery. And I'll go over them briefly, and I'll figure out somehow to put this list up on the internet or in a video or something. But UPS, their last day of Priority Mail Express delivery guaranteed by the 25th is December the 20th. Priority Mail is December the 18th. First Class Mail is December the 17th. USPS Media is December the 15th. And USPS Retail Ground is December the 15th. And like I said, that is for days that they're guaranteeing. Well, they're not guaranteeing. They're saying that that's the the last day that you can expect it to get there. The last day of shipping just for it to be there. FedEx is saying overnight is December the 23rd. FedEx today is 22nd, all December. FedEx Express Saver is December the 21st. And FedEx Ground and Home Delivery is the 15th. And the US UPS is ground shipping is December the 16th. Next day air is December the 23rd. Second day air is December the 22nd. And 3-day select is December the 21st. So unless somebody's paying for express shipping or whatnot, they better get their order in by the 15th at least. Well, I hope she gets to I hope she starts feeling better, Beth. I know that's it's really nerve-wracking to try to help somebody that's sick and then do what else you got to do. When Roberta got sick, thank goodness when it got time for, good morning, Craig. When it got time for the surgery, it was summertime, or the boys were out of school. Let's put it that way. Their school ended about the 13th, and my mother-in-law and father-in-law came and got them and kept them for the summer, basically, because she had her surgery on June the 10th, and then it takes months to recuperate from that. So I didn't have to worry about that. And I'm thankful for that every day, that they were here to help me. And then when my mother-in-law, my mother-in-law came the day of the surgery, and she stayed 2 weeks with us, and then she went home for a week, and then she came back for a week, and then she went back for a week, went home for a week. So, I had a lot of support from her. And like I said, I'm really thankful. Now I have a question. Has anybody ever sold any Well, Beth, you have fun. Take a break. Go buy some stuff. Yell lag, and something like that. And, if I'm going to put it in order of worst case scenario to best case scenario, as far as transplant goes, it's lungs, heart, kidneys, and then livers. I mean, unless you really got something funky going on, most people do not have problems with liver transplants because they adapt. They actually become they actually somehow or another become part of your body. But like I said, the further up you go, the heart, the heart and the lungs, that's just one. I don't know how people do it without a big support staff. Craig, you're supposed to be working, not hanging out on the chat. I've been getting some messages from Todrick, and he is having a great time in Italy with his lovely bride. He keeps sending photographs. Apparently, they've been doing some wine tasting this morning. And from the amount of bottles on the table he sent, they've been tasting some wine. I told him if he got a good connection to jump on for a section and speak some Italia for us. My grandmother used to say Italy. You know what? That cheap son of a gun, he won't bring back nothing. Because probably he's not going to have any money left because they're going to or have been to Milan, which, is like the fashion capital of the world. And Gwen wanted to do a little bit of shopping and not for reselling. Yeah, Todd's real cheap. I posted the link in the chat if anybody wants to come in here with me. If you've never done it before and you want to try it, I'm always welcome. So, you will always be welcome. Let me get it out right this morning. What I started to say a while ago was, I was out running some errands, dropping some stuff off at the post office box, and I found all these drum stands sitting beside the road. This is a snare drum. I've got one for a tom-tom. I've got the bass kicker, and I've got 3 snare drums. Not snare drums, cymbal stands. I'll get it out right in a minute. And and I was looking at some prices on them, and these are Premier brand, which seems, I guess, is a UK brand, because everything I've seen so far is like shipping from the UK. So I got to do some research on that. Try to get those listed in on this afternoon, or I might just lot them all up and throw them on offer up. See if I get any hits off of that. Sorry, lag. You got to pay that bill. Go tell your mom to go pay that bill. Go upstairs. So Todd will be back in another week or so. Scott's leaving the following, first week in October to go to Las Vegas. You know what? I had pancakes this morning too, lag. I like my pancakes with peanut butter and syrup on them. But you know what? You can make your own pancakes. Hold on just a second. Okay. So I make homemade ones too. Pour some water in that little container and shake it good, and then pour it out on a skillet. So has anybody had anything exciting selling? You sold? You found lately? I don't like jelly. I don't like jelly. I like jam. Jelly's too hard to spread. And I definitely don't make homemade anything, which I need to learn with the way the economy is going up. I remember as a chap, my mother used to make because we had plum trees and we had a grapevine and we had peach trees. And she would make jelly all summer long. And then we had a few apple trees, and when that came in, she'd make apple butter. I don't like. Now I like strawberry jam, but I don't like jelly. So that's just my preference. The big difference that I like is jam is easy to spread. So when I make my peanut butter and jam sandwiches, it's easy to spread in the jelly. It doesn't goop up. But that was in the old days. My dad started his business in an office at the end of our house. So my mom she would do his books, answer his phone, and then she would do all the mother stuff, the cooking and the cleaning. Because I have no sisters, which I can do all of the above, but that was the time. Where the hell you been?
Man, I took my CPAP off this morning. It said 9.8 hours.
God dang. You were tired. You must have worked yesterday.
I think it's worse to sleep more. I'm struggling to get this coffee down so I can wake up after sleeping all that time.
Well, you're trying to get some time banked up before you go to Vegas because you won't sleep in Vegas. You'll stay up all the time.
I could tell you the secret to all that sleep, but yeah. Last night I might have high sleep is the best sleep. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Well, good that you got some sleep.
So, yeah, I don't remember going to sleep hardly. Yeah, because I was in another ozone somewhere. I haven't been sleeping good. I don't know why. I've been averaging about 5.5, 6 hours a night, and I normally sleep 6.5 to 7.
Right.
Yeah. And after about 2 weeks of that, I guess it finally just said, you know what, you're out.
I wish I could go to bed about midnight, get up about 5 and be fine. But I think those days, I think that ship has sailed.
Oh my God! So it really has, because I can't tell you how many Saturday mornings I'll go to bed at 10:30 Friday night and get up. Harlan will be there at 6:30 or on Saturday morning, go to yard sales, and he'll have that look, and I'm like, "You chased ass till midnight, didn't you?" He's like, "Yep." I'm like, you don't even have to say that. I can tell that old man dragging his ass look is.
You know what? If something was to happen to Roberta, and she wasn't around, there would never be another Mrs. Tom Hucks. I don't have the energy to put up with all that nonsense and all that baggage and stuff like you have to now.
Yeah, same here. I'm out. I'll just go ahead and make that complete transformation to the get off my lawn guy and just be done with it.
Right. Start throwing stuff at him, huh? Oh wow.
I don't have any clue what I was watching back there. By the way, that guy's been stuck on that TV all night. I don't know who he is. What every photographer should know about their lenses. Okay.
Todd's been posting stuff on Facebook from Italy. Apparently, they went to a wine tasting, and all those old people on that bus is taking a nap on the way to the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
He knows they got wine over here, right? Oh, there they are in the gondola. That's a nice picture.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good picture.
Although I don't think she was sold on the kiss part. Oh, Lord.
Italy is one of those places I'd like to be able to fly into and hit some spots and then, fly on to my next destination. I don't know whether it's a place, and I've never been there, so I don't know. Other than hitting the big touristy places, I'm not sure there's a lot that I want to hang out there. It's not on my bucket list. I'll put it that way.
I'm excited. Today's our last hot day of the year, I think.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to be 87 today, and then not even gonna make it out of the 70s for the next 4, 5, 6 days.
Yeah, it's supposed to be this cold front is coming through.
Come on, baby.
Me too. My fat is tired of sweating. Now,
what the hell you waiting?
Sally's going cold front. That's just a summer breeze there. That's not a cold front. When it drops down to 18 degrees and stays there for 3 months, then that's a cold front.
Sally, nobody's making you live at the top of the Arctic Circle up there.
That's right. I have a guy I went to high school. He's a black fella, and we were really close in high school, and we still stay in touch. He got a job. Well, he worked for a company, and they sent him to North Dakota.
Holy crap. That's terrible.
And I said, dude, you freeze to death. You're worse than I am about freezing, because we were both skinny in high school like most people are. I said, you freeze to death now. You'd freeze to death in high school. What are you going to do in North Dakota? He said, I've already bought me a couple of good heavy coats and some heavy boots. And
I was never skinny in high school. I was that. So some people out there will understand that back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, you were tortured because I couldn't wear. They didn't have regular jeans back then. You had to wear husky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was tormenting my childhood by wearing husky sizes.
Did you ever wear tough jeans?
Tough skins?
Yeah, tough skins.
Oh yeah.
I think that's all I had. I don't remember wearing jeans until I got into high school.
Yeah, so we were, my parents were divorced in the late 70s, so we were poor and so until my clothing got better. Imagine this, y'all are gonna be shocked. My clothing got better when my mom started just giving me clothes, and I didn't ask any questions because she's done yard sales her whole life, my whole life, so. My clothing back then was from yard sales, and it's amazing that you can. It's still today, if you're struggling, you can get better stuff if you don't mind it being a little used. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, and so this has been my. I know y'all are shocked. This has been my whole life that I've been used has been king, but that's okay.
A friend of mine, he's got 3 daughters, and he gives them like $50 a month to clothes shop with. When you spend it, that's it.
But
his youngest daughter loves thrift stores, because she'll go into thrift stores and she'll buy a designer brand for $3, that type of stuff.
Yeah, Harlan. So Harlan's going to the Nashville today, and I talked to him last night. It's one of the last things I did before I fell asleep talking to Harlan. He bought 3 of those round clothes racks and he already had a couple others. And he's selling mainly clothes up there. And he's got a $5, a $10, and then an as price rack. You will be amazed that all these people, they come up, they want fashion, they want stuff that's not, they want it that's a little older, they want it where you can't buy it at the store, and they want it because they don't want to look like nobody else. And so, but chances are, if you're wearing something 5, 6 years 65 or older, not everybody's got that anymore. And so he's been. We've got a buddy who sits up beside him who has kind of inspired him to do this. He sells $5,000 to $7,000 a month in clothing at the flea market. Is that amazing?
And where'd you get his clothes from? Like thrift stores and
estate sales.
I went to an estate sale this past weekend, and there was nothing but furniture. And I'm not talking about little cheap ass furniture. I'm talking about furniture like there was a dresser that probably take, if you took all the drawers out of it, it would take four men to bring it down the stairs. I mean, it was some big heavy stuff, and that's all they had was furniture.
Yeah, one day I hope to have lags money, and then I'll actually go to Walmart and buy clothes. Oh wow!
But you know what? I've got some dress shirts that I got from from Goodwill, and they were like, what's that, Bill Blass and stuff like that. I mean, they were like $35, $40 shirts I got for like $4, and I bet they hadn't been worn twice.
So we're like you guys. So if y'all don't know, Charlotte and Huntsville are very similar in latitudes. We have similar weather. Tom and I, so I just I don't wear coats much here. I just wear like a pullover. Not a hoodie because when you get old, it hurts your neck when you're leaning back on a damn hoodie. But I found this guy had Harlan bought his expensive clothes to sell this weekend. I grabbed a couple of the pullovers because they were extra larges, and these $2 each. It's hard to beat I forget what one of them was a Columbia and one of them was something else, a similar brand like that. If you don't do yard sales, you'd be amazed. I'm going to tell you a secret about used clothing that all of you in your audience probably already knows. Once you wash it once, it's all fucking used.
Yeah.
Once you wash it once, it's all okay. So I draw the line at underwear and socks. Let's see. I don't generally wear used hats just because I'm kind of weird that way, but I will buy hats at yard sales because you find them new all the time. It's amazing. The amazing thing that I try to preach to people about yard sales is we find so much new stuff. People buy so much stuff that they spend good money on. They never open, used, wear, nothing. It's astounding how much. And then I go look in Joni's closet and she's got all the shit with tags on. I'm like, I can't believe I'm part of the problem. Okay,
yeah,
so how y'all are going to be my brain trust this morning. Y'all can help me respond to this question here. I know, Lag, you're above Walmart. They're just below you. I know.
Walmart is the new Sears.
So actually, I wouldn't buy Walmart, but I have no Target. Target has positioned himself as a little more upscale Walmart, and their brands are actually fairly decent. I've worn a lot of, not of my own choice. Joni's bought them, but they are. Where's the question? The bad thing about having a new app is you can't. Where the fuck are the messages? Damn it. Not eBay. You have to learn messages. You have to learn everything again. So here's the message I got. How should I respond to this? Lowest price. Listen here, losers.
You should reply back, and that with a price that's $2 more than what your original price was. Yeah, that the damn delivery service from places. That's first of all, if I go into Walmart to get a loaf of bread, I don't want to have to wait for somebody to pay for their case of motor oil and their gallon of deep antifreeze.
Walmart used to be awful. They were getting as bad as Kmart, where they were a joke. They'd have 30 lanes and like 6 of them be open. Yeah. And now Walmart said, "Hold my beer." Y'all didn't like that. You're going to stand behind every knuckle dragon, retarded, scanning their own fucking shit. They're looking at you. I'm like, oh my god.
I went into a Harris Teeter. You're familiar with Harris Teeter,
Oh yeah,
right?
that was Johnny's favorite when we were there.
Okay, they're an upscale. They're like an upscale grocery store, and I went into this one that's over near where, if you follow golf, it's the it used to be the Wells Fargo. I don't know what it's called now, but it's a big pro tournament here. It's over by the country club.
Yeah, it's a something championship. I forget what it is. Huh?
And I went in there. I think it's the Wells Fargo now. Anyway, this I was standing in line to get checked out, and this manager came over and said, "Sir, the self checkout's open." And I looked at him and said, "If I'm going to have to self checkout, I'll just go to Walmart." And he's like, "Okay, whatever." I mean, I didn't want to sound rude about it, but if I wanted to self checkout, I'd have been in the damn self checkout line. But when you got a buggy full of groceries, you can't. Those spaces are so small over there. And yes, I am an asshole if you haven't noticed that by now. You can't get a buggy full of groceries on one of those little checkouts.
Yeah, I'm headed to Walmart in a few minutes. So she's got a list of stuff she wants. Johnny hates Walmart. She won't go down there, but I'm like, just make me a list, because if you go to Publix, you're gonna buy. Publix is probably Harris Teeter are probably on the same level.
Yeah,
you're gonna pay. They're nice employees. They're exceptionally nice, clean store. You're gonna pay for that experience. I'll go down there with a great unwashed. I don't care.
But you know what? It's not any of that kind of stuff. I like shopping at Publix because, first of all, if I say, "Excuse me, where can I find such and such at?" They'll say, "Let me show you where it's at." No, you don't. Just tell me where it's at. No, I need to show. We're supposed to show you where it's at. So off we go. And but it's that their stores are well lit. They're clean. They're, like you said, the employees are really nice. I do get offended because this 40-year-old woman, and she's bagging groceries, and she'll go, "Sir, do you need me to help you with these out to my car?" Like, bitch, you're not much younger than I am.
So if y'all don't know the key to Publix is never let them spin your basket around. Once they get their hands on the handle part of your basket, they're going to worry the absolute piss out of you. But if you keep your basket under control and give them the other end, they're not supposed to be as persistent. But once they spin your basket around, they're going to want to come hell or high water push your basket out there for you. I'm like, I'm good. I don't. Every now and then I do it just for the heck of it. But they're smart though, because they train their employees. When you're out there, bring the carts back. It's rare that you go to a Publix that has a cart problem. You don't find, Walmart, they can cross a whole aisle. There's so many carts out there. But at Publix, their employees are trained to bring them back in. You're helping the customer out, and you bring baskets back with you is what they're supposed to do.
It's I went into the food line that's near the house, and I went in there to grab something, and I saw the store manager, whose name was Tom, so it's easy to remember. And I'm like, "Tom, what is with all the buggies?" He said, "Hell if I know." He said, "We got a shipment last month because we needed some because this food line is surrounded by apartments. So people just push their groceries all the way home." Anyway, he's like, "They sent me some more buggies." And he said, "And I got some more yesterday." There were buggies at both of the entrances. There was buggies. When you go to Walmart, how they'll have pallets just opened up down the center of the aisles. There were buggies lined up down through there. I said, "What are you going to do with them?" He said, "Well, a couple of the other store managers have trucks from other stores." And he said, "They're going to come over and get some."
So
and I said, "I'll take a couple if you're giving them away." He said, "No, they're $186 a pop."
So, we have a comment. Public carts are like the Cadillac of cars. Walmart's are like a Prius. So they all start out the same. What tears up the Walmart carts is those pusher things because they push the cart sideways, and those things tear the wheels up on the Walmart cart. So that's they're used more in a Publix cart, but it's those things where they push a line of carts.
Yeah.
It's you can't see the other end of it is so far, and they're going down the, because that employee, God forbid, they have to come back out and get another 30. If they can take 9 at one time, but those things really tear the carts up.
No, Roberta has to,
you get the front wobbler wheel because it wears that front wheel off.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing about Walmart buggies is you get that front wobble wheel. Roberta, she's got she's part of some kind of club at Walmart or something, and she gets free delivery if she buys so much stuff.
I think you pay for that service. It's like
it's like $90 a year, but you know what? They lost money on us. I bet there's a lot of people that they have, they make money off of that, but they have lost money on us because she's got a list going all the time of stuff. I'll say we're out of jam, and so
same thing with Target. Target has one, but they don't think they charge. If you order so much, Target delivers for free.
Right.
And Johnny orders all our cleaning supplies and everything from Target, and man, there's Target boxes show up here all the time. I'm like,
Walmart Plus, that's it. But if I was to run out of something in the kitchen and say, Roberta, we need this, that, or the other, and she'd go ahead and put it on the list, I would never go into a grocery store except to get milk, eggs, vegetables, and meat.
So here's an idea for you. I'm always trying to think outside the box. Well, so how could you could deduct Walmart Plus as a business expense, because you could. So like sells on Amazon, I sell on Amazon. So I can go on Walmart right now and go to the food section and find stuff that I can make a 20% return on. That's not too difficult to find if you find a better ranked food item and can make 20%. And then have Walmart bring it to you for free. So you don't even have to leave. You don't even have to leave your house. You don't pay for shipping, and you're ordering it from Walmart for them to bring it to you and deduct that $80 a year. That's winning. And then your wife will sneak and use whatever time she wants. That's winning right there.
Well, my mother-in-law had heart surgery a few months back. And she had an old piece of a laptop, and Roberta was talking about we need to order some RAM for it and whatnot. And I said, listen, baby, just go look at Walmart and see what they need. Because all she does is plays these little games on it, and she looks at Facebook, and every once in a while she'll write a letter or something on it. That's it. So go to Walmart, see what they got, and then I'll run up to the store and get it. And I did a little thing on YouTube about it. So she found one. I got to the store. I said, do you have this? And they said, yes. And then he rang it up, and it was like $20 more. And I said, it's supposed to be, and I showed it because I had a printout. It's supposed to be this price. He said, no, that's the online price. We can't price match it anymore. If you had paid for it online
and picked it up in the store,
you would have got the online price. I said, but if I paid for it online, I'd have had your ass deliver it to my house, and I wouldn't even come down here and not ended up picking up this other $100 worth of crap that I got in my buggy. Because she's like, well, why are you at Walmart? How about pick up this, that, and the other? And then I go through the clearance section, and because this Walmart has a huge clearance area. I went down through it and picked up a few things, and I said, I wouldn't have bought all this stuff if I had it delivered to me. So when I got up to the front, I paid for it because I was taking it to my mother-in-law. Because she's one of these women, you shouldn't have spent the money on that. You shouldn't have. I didn't need that. You shouldn't have spent the money. So I just sit it down in front of her and walk off and go talk to my father-in-law. But anyway, um, if I had ordered it and had it delivered to her house, she'd have probably sent the damn thing back. But I stopped off at customer service and asked to speak to a manager, and the manager came up there and I said, "What's the deal with this not price matching?" Well, they want you to pay for stuff online. And I said, "Really?" And he said, "Yeah." He said they would rather you pay for it online and then us pull it and you come in and get it. And I said, "Well, in the case of this," I said, "y'all would have delivered it to my house, and because it was $260, so you would have delivered it to my house and not charged me for delivery." I said, "How was that profitable?" He said, "I don't know. That's what people come up." And he said, "You're the third person that's coming here today bitching about the price difference." And he said, "No, I don't mean that bad way." He says, "Because I bitch about it too. What's the deal with this?" Because I told him, I said I could have stopped at Best Buy and spent $30 more and had a better computer, but we didn't want to spend the money, and she doesn't need the better computer. And he says, "I know." He says, "You can't tell people anything."
So Lack says that some people he see people use that service for drop shipping. I'm not there. There's ways around. If you live somewhere, okay. So if you live somewhere, I wonder if there's a distance, because like Kevin Idaho Hillbilly is like an hour, 70 miles to a Walmart. I wonder if he can still use Walmart Plus and get all that stuff in for free, because if I had to drive 70 miles to a Walmart, it'd be a cold day in hell before I got there.
Yeah. But how many people actually, like Amazon, how many people actually order stuff that they really need because they don't have to go get it? They can sit down at the computer and start looking through stuff, and based on your previous searches, it throws up specials and deals and all this kind of stuff. And I wonder how many people buy stuff that they really weren't in the mood to buy them, but it's $20 off, and if they deliver it to my house, and blah blah blah.
So Tom, do you know that they for having that Walmart Plus, they actually give you a discount on their gas, Murphy's? No, you might want to look at that. They'll give you up to 10 cents a gallon savings on the gas. So you might want to check that, because that might be worth it for the whole year.
We don't have any Murphy's around here.
None of your Walmarts have Murphy's?
Wait a minute. I take that back. Maybe the one that's over on East Independent does.
But yeah, James, you've probably been banned from Walmart for something you've done, so it's probably a good thing they bring it to you.
I use the Sam's Club. I use Sam's Club gas because it's always 20 cents cheaper.
They when you come in, they put in some number goes across the top. But that's the pervert has entered the store. Please be on guard.
I was talking to the loss prevention guy at Walmart, and their video cameras, they're scanning people as they come in through the store, and they've got a list. They've got a database back there, and if that photo sort of matches that one, it flashes up, and one of the managers has to go look at it. And
James said he was caught trying on the bras. He's ashamed of himself.
Well, you can order them online, James. But that loss prevention guy, he said if I didn't love the challenge, he said I would have run out of the store screaming, because he's in a store that has a lot of stuff walk out the door. And I think I told the story before where it was a Sunday. He and his wife had just left church, and she was wanting to pick up some kind of dessert. So they stopped by there, and he said because he's a management, he has to put on his badge when he walks in on the property. So he clicked on his badge and was walking in the door, and this guy was coming out. He had a 60-inch flat screen TV in a buggy, and he just held he held a receipt up to the cashier, and she just flagged him on through. And he said he stopped and asked the guy, "Can I see you?" He said, "I'm with one of the managers. Can I see your receipt?" And the guy handed him his receipt and ran out the door. That damn receipt was for $1.69 Coca-Cola, not no $700 TV. I said, "So what happened with that?" He said, "Oh, we had a big staff meeting about, you know, um, about checking receipts when people are walking out the door with high-dollar stuff." But he said if it wasn't for the challenge, he said it would be it would be too nerve-wracking. But Scott, you probably remember this, and some of the people in the audience probably remembers it. Like at a Walmart, like at a Kmart, they would have mirrors all the way around the outside of the outside wall of the Walmart, and their loss prevention people would be up there looking out on the floor. And they had a
Yep.
catwalk that went all the way around the outside of the building. I mean, they were inside the building, but it was behind the inside wall. And if they saw something questionable, they'd have to run to the other side of the store or if they had somebody else working, they would tell them to check out that away. But now that it just makes it so simple, and people still just walk out of stores with mess.
Okay, so for people, so it happened to, was it me? It happened to, or the Harlan? One of us. We're checking out after wings the other night, and we both went to Walmart, and if tried to scan two things, one scanned, and I had the other one, the other hand right behind it.
Yeah.
And it started flashing. And it said, "Bring it." It made there's cameras in those things down on the top that look down, and it thought it skipped a scan. And so it was flagging the cashier to come and tell them that a scan was missed. And that thing worried the shit out you to the end of the transaction. It even said, "Make sure you scanned all your items. We've detected that you might have missed scanning an item." I'm like, "Listen, I'm a temporary employee. You didn't train me with a damn." You get what you get.
They have so much, all of them. Because I was talking to Tom at Walmart, at Food Line, because they had just had inventory, and I said, "How'd your inventory come out?" He said, "Not worth a damn." I said, "Y'all got too much stuff that can go inside of a pocket."
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah, and we've got cameras, everybody." But he says, "I don't have nobody to sit there all damn day and look at cameras." He said, I've got enough people. I barely got enough people to get product out on the shelves." But he says that those self-scanning, he said they've compared food lines with the self-scanning and the ones without the self-scanning, and the loss is always more with the ones with the self-scanning.
But I wonder if they go a step farther and how much did you pay that employee versus what you lost, and was the wages enough to justify? Because on top of the employee wages, you have liability, everything else would happen. Because what happens if your cashier slips down and breaks an arm? That self checkout scanner is never going to break his arm. It's just going to sit there and
it's never going to call in late. It's like, I was watching a thing about the all the adding all the robots to auto manufacturing, and people are saying, well, the unions are saying that costs people their jobs, and the people from like Ford were saying, yeah, but that machine doesn't ever call out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to pay for it in vacation. It just sits there and does its job 24 hours a day. And one of my friends is really into computers and retail because he has a convenience stores on the side. But he went to a conference out in Vegas, and they had a company out there had on display. Basically, you just put everything on the shelf on your conveyor belt, and it scans everything. It doesn't matter where it's how it's sitting on it. It will scan it because it goes through this hoop. and I
So
guess it's got little red lights all the way through it, and it scans it. And they actually, he said that they gave him $100 and told him to go to the grocery store and buy $100 worth of stuff and bring it back to him.
I wonder
And
how, since do you use the scan app when you go to Sam's?
oh yeah,
So that
hell yeah,
you can scan all your groceries and in the basket and pay for them and never go to the register.
yeah.
Dusty used to be a big fan of that and would do that every time. I let my Sam's Club membership elapse, but he was when that first came out. He was really big into that. He goes, never talk to a cashier, never do anything. Just as you put it in your basket, click the barcode, and when you get ready to walk out, pay for it. You're done.
Yeah, I just, we go about once a month to Sam's, and we'll have like 2 big bags of cat food and cat litter and 5 cases of water and stuff like that. If I don't have it where I just drive up and it's already paid for and I drive up and they put it in the car, if I actually have to go into the store, I scan everything because I'm not standing in those damn lines. And there was a guy, there was about 6 people in front of him. And I stopped and I said, dude, you really need to get the app. Because he had a few things in his buggy. I said, you really need to get the app. And he said, what app? I said, the Sam's app. And I pulled it up and I said, see, I'm already cashed out. All I got to do is walk over there and she scans that barcode when I go out the door. And he said, the hell you say? And I said, yeah. He said, where do I get it from? And he has an iPhone. And I said, well, whatever y'all iPhone store is. And I said, you can download it from, huh?
It's just called App Store.
Okay. I said, you go there and you download it and you put in the information. And he stood there. Because there's a lot of people in that store that day. I was waiting to go out. He put that app in there, scanned the few items he had, paid for it, and was standing behind me. And he said, thank you, sir. I said, I don't know why everybody in this store is not using the app. I said, it's easier for them to have a few more people standing up to go and scan and then doing a rough count of what's in your buggy. Or, they'll scan a few items and send you on your damn merry way than having all these people standing up there checking out people's groceries.
I wish Costco would do it because we only have one Costco. It opens at 10 today. It's 5 minutes to 9, and I bet there's already old people in line right now. It is insane. When that door is open, there'll be 50 people in line to get in Costco. And that parking lot.
Well, you get there about 11 o'clock, you can get all the free samples of food and have lunch.
I know, but all the old people got to get there at 10 o'clock because they're eating lunch at 11 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. They're walking around getting all the free samples.
Jody made dinner last night at 4 o'clock. I'm like, I am not this damn old to eat at 4 o'clock.
Now, see, because of the diet we're on, we eat about 2:30 because we only eat once a day. And we eat at about 2:30 because she's usually at home. She's at the office today because they're supposed to be going. They are supposed to go in 3 days a week to the office, and the New York people have to go in every day. Rose boss is like, there's nobody in our department in Charlotte, so at least go in 1 day a week and make it yourself known. So usually she goes in on Friday and on Monday because she packs up her laptop on Thursday night. She uses it at the office on Friday. She goes back to the office on Monday. And then when she comes home Tuesday morning, she unpacks it and she's ready for the week. But there's apparently some people that was in a meeting with them and found out that those people were still working from home, and they raised a stink about it. And so she said, I got a big meeting with the New York people today, so I'm going to the office. I'm like, okay, whatever.
At least make them think you're there.
Yeah. And because she doesn't use a camera. And but then again, Roberta's one of these people that when she gets up in the morning, it's 6:30, and she gets up about 6:30 in the morning. She goes by the refrigerator and gets her a glass of iced tea or a glass of water, and she goes sits down at her desk and she starts looking at her email. And at the end of the day, if she's working on something and she's not quite finished with it, she'll sit there and finish it before she shuts her computer down. And that could be at 8 o'clock at night. Whereas if she was working at the office, she probably wouldn't even started it till the next day. And so they're getting a lot more. And her boss says, "What are you still doing online?" And she's like, "Well, I'm finishing up a project." She says, "You were online at 6:30 this morning." And she said, "Yeah. I got stuff to do, and people that can't do it." So anyway, they get a lot more out of her money wise, time wise, and efficiency than they would if she was going to the office.
So Lag said he would die if he had to eat once a day. So I only eat between 10 and 6. So yesterday after the show, I went and made a burrito. And then Joni made tacos last night. So I didn't make a burrito. I made a chaffle yesterday morning. And then I had
You made a what?
A chaffle.
Oh, okay. I thought you had a child's plate.
It might as well be. It ain't, but like you'd be amazed once you start eating a different way, your body adapts to it. When I wake up, I'm never hungry. I'll force myself to eat something between 10 and noon, and then I'll eat a sensible dinner. The big thing though, I've added probably why I was so tired. I've been walking every day. Minimum now I've raised it to 7,500 steps a day. I think I walked 12,000 steps yesterday. But just trying to the one meal a day is a little rough before.
It works out good. But you know what? Here's another thing too is I play this game called Dual Universe, and it's a spacey building. It's like Minecraft in space, only the graphics are a hell of a lot better. They're getting ready to come out with the final release on it, or the actual game. I've been playing beta. Once that thing comes out, I will probably lose about 15 pounds because I lose all concept of time when I'm playing that damn game because I'm trying to build stuff and having to beat off pirates and everything else. I totally forget to eat. Roberto will bring a glass of ice water and set it on my desk because I'm so wrapped up with it. If I could go to a fat camp, there was nothing but you get up and you sit there and you play, like this case, Dual Universe all day long. I would probably lose 50 pounds in a couple of weeks because I just wouldn't eat. But if I'm doing stuff, if I'm driving, Roberta said, well, like when we go to Florida, you need to, let's stop and get something to eat. Okay. And it's 2:00 in the afternoon and we left the house at 9:30 that morning. I just, I'm preoccupied with other stuff, so I don't eat. I think eating to me is like smoking is to some people. Your hand that is free, so you have to have a cigarette in it. When I'm doing other stuff, I don't think about eating. And that's the reason I'm fat now. It's because I'm at a desk or I'm doing something in the house and I want to eat. Do you play Dual Universe, Lag?
I know what the hell do we?
Let me tell you something, John. My first gaming computer was a compact Presario 486 DX 66. It was $2,800. Can you imagine the gaming computer you can build buy with $2,800 nowadays? And this thing had like 4 meg of RAM, not 4 gig, 4 meg of RAM, and it had like 100 megabyte hard drive. Hell, you can't even load Windows with 100 megabit right now.
Was yeah, I remember my first one was like a DX 25 or 50 something, just the speed on.
And at my job, we got the latest version of AutoCAD, which was Windows based, and it was on a DX. It was on a 386 machine, and people from other local surveying companies would come by there to see it, drive the plotter and whatnot, and they would go, "Man, this thing is fast." It would sit there. I would punch in the computer complete like survey maps, and it would sit there for like 10 minutes doing all the computation. Now, with the one they've got now, by the time they hit enter, the results are already on the screen. But yeah, I like gaming. I'm not obsessed, but I have certain games that I'm obsessed with. But I like Dual Universe because it's a lot of building, and I like the building games. I don't have good enough hand-eye coordination for like shooters and stuff like that. Oh yeah, the TRS-80s. Yeah, a good friend of mine had one of those, and we just thought he was king of the computers with that TRS-80. And what was the little? There was a smaller one that they had, or was that the smaller one? Because then they had the ones that looked like a regular, like an early iMac. But
And of course, this person who asked me about the lowest price, no feedback, and lives in California. Yeah, I'm out.
yeah. No, I don't think it's not on any of the consoles now. And it's a subscription based. It's like 14. It's going to be $14 a month after they release it. But that's the only game I'll play. My sons run through $300 worth of cartridges for their PS5s and whatnot in a month. But that's what they can do because they have no bills. And that's good. Because I tell them, one of these days you will have all the bills. So have some fun now. Because, God, if I had a gaming computer when I met Roberta, I probably would have never met Roberta. I'd have been held up in a room playing a game. But lag. Those are those paper things that you see at the checkout counter at the grocery stores and whatnot. It usually has like Inquirer on it.
I'm telling you, my vote is lag is somewhere between mine and your age. That's my guess.
I think he is too.
That's my guess.
And I don't think he's a he. I think he's a she, and she has 4 little kids. I'm gonna have to get a friend of mine that's big into IP security, internet security. I'm gonna have to see if I can get him to track him down for us. We'll come knocking on his front door. We won't recognize him, but he'll recognize us. But
yeah, somebody who can track somebody down based on their IP, tracing them through the YouTube. It can be done, but I don't know how to do it.
Oh yeah, well, this friend of mine does. He works for a company that's owned by the government, but that's not owned by the government.
Right.
He's I told him, I said, you could, once you retire and not messing with secrets, I said you need to write a daggum screenplay because you just think he's a regular old bean counter. Except he disappears for months. He'll be gone for like 3 weeks. And if his wife needs to get hold of him, she has a number to call, and she calls it, and in just a minute he calls her back, and has no idea where he's at. She doesn't ask. and they take care of whatever they need to take care of. Like one of their sons fell down and broke his leg, and she called to let him know about it, and he said this is kind of exciting. He says there's no guns involved, so he's not James Bond.
Lag say here's a clue, but he's younger than us. I'm not as old as us. You've acted like older, you've acted younger, whatever we're talking about, you play the part. So you're safe because we don't have any clue.
Yeah. Every once in a while he slips up on stuff. But
For a while he lived in his mom's basement.
Oh no, lag. VPN, that don't matter to some of this stuff.
Yeah, some of these people, I mean, VPN.
Some of these people can open up they can tag you and they can keep your signal open and track it through wherever the hell you're coming from. I mean, it's amazing how they can do that stuff. But what amazes me, Scott, is that they can't track down these damn people calling me wanting to know if I want to sell my damn house. Good morning, Glock. Yeah, you coming right in the end. Oh, it is after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm about to head to Walmart here in a minute.
Yeah, I got a bunch. Since she's not at the office today, I mean, in the home office today, I can make all the noise I want to, and I need to do something with all this shit back here. And
Lag wanted to remind you that your car warranty has expired.
Yeah, that one too. The thing about it is, we don't have a car warranty. If something needs to be fixed on it, and it's not covered by the warranty that's already on it, then I have it fixed. Because just as soon as I bought one of these car warranties, I would never use it. Because every time I've had a 4-wheel drive truck or Jeep, it's never snowed. It's never iced. I've never, unless I went off-roading or had to pull a boat in and out of the water, I never had the 4-wheel drive locked in on them. So just as soon as I buy one, I would never, ever have a problem with it, which might be a good thing. But anyway, yeah, it is late. Don't forget, later on today, I'll put up that list of. Scott was still in bed asleep, but earlier before you came in, I was reading out the list of the last state to ship by to have stuff at Christmas time. Delivered before Christmas time.
Amazon FBA is 11/1 to have it for sale on Black Friday and 12/1 to have it for sale before Christmas. So.
Hell, we've ordered stuff from Amazon and not expect to get it till after Christmas, and our doorbell ring, at 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, this was not for Christmas. What are you doing here?
It's supposed to be landed by that date because by the time they move it around or do whatever, that's your only chance of it getting delivered.
Have you got a lot of stuff going in?
Not yet, but I will.
So, are you going to go to Walmart and see if you can buy a bunch of stuff?
No, I'm going to Walmart because I'm out of Coke Zero.
Out of Coke Zero.
I need to check Publix real quick and see if it's on sale this week. If it's on sale, I'm just going to Publix.
I don't like Coke Zero. It's just got a. Mr. Sadie posted a link to his new YouTube video. So, y'all go check him out. Subscribe if you're not. And I'm supposed to do a show tomorrow. I'm not sure right at the moment whether I'm going to be able to do it or not.
I'll either be at a yard sales or at the flea market, one of the two.
Yeah. I got a couple of things that I need to get done. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do one in the morning or not. Todd's just got to get off the damn bus and get home. So
when's he supposed to be back?
He's got another week over there.
Yeah, they got Pepsi on sale this week, so I got to go to Walmart.
John? Oh, That's thumbs up before you go. Okay. I didn't know whether you had something profound to say before we went. The best 25 seconds of your life. We need to talk about shorts, Mr. Sadie. YouTube shorts. But anyway, thanks, Scott, for coming in here with me. I appreciate it. Thank you,
Anytime, buddy.
everybody, for coming in and showing up, for putting some, for chatting with us and whatnot. That always makes it go easier. So anyway, y'all have a great day.
Walmart
Bound.